Everyone, so excited to be back with you. It's been a while, and I want to go over a couple things, and especially our Gamefound experience as well as our Kickstarter experience. We, as Woodstock Games, have now funded twice on Kickstarter, and the second time around, we decided to use Gamefound for our pledge manager, and I want to tell you about how that went. But there's a couple things we want to go over first to kind of just get everyone up to speed with what's going on with Woodstock Games. So make sure you stay to the end so you can hear about the Kickstarter and Gamefound stuff. But if you're not familiar with us, we are Woodstock Games. We have a game called Dice Fights. That's kind of our flagship game. And we just came out with an expansion called Healer Steel that adds a couple extra mechanics such as healing and stealing. Now, we've officially fulfilled all of our different pledges there. There's a couple people, like 15 people, who haven't filled out their shipping information, so we can't send it to you. So if you happen to be watching this and you're wondering where your game is, maybe go check out Gamefound and fill out your stuff to make it going on. Why it's been a while, guys, is we've just had a lot going on. We've really been wanting to focus on getting everyone their games that they got on Kickstarter and Gamefound, and we wanted to get that fulfilled. We had a really big convention that we went to called SaltCon that was highly successful, and we've been really happy with how our game has been performing out there. We ended up bringing 120 copies to the convention, and we almost completely sold out. It was way more than we ever thought we could do, and it would be excellent. If you want more information about like running a convention booth and how that works, please leave a comment down below and we'd be happy to tell you about it. But a couple really cool opportunities that come from that. A couple retailers actually ended up buying cases from us, which is really exciting, getting into more retailers for our small indie game. And we think we have a pretty delectable package for retailers. So if you're a retailer or board game store out there, reach out to us. It's pretty neat, we think. So we had a couple of those. We had someone, Soda Light Games, reach out about maybe helping us distribute our games to even more retailers as well. And we also had another publisher reach out to us about potentially taking our game into their catalog, and that is kind of fun and exciting. We weren't seeking that out at all, and we have no idea where that's going to go, and so I'm not even going to tell you who it was, but it seemed like a pretty exciting opportunity, and we're still trying to sort out the things with that. So that was a lot of things going from all different directions. So the social media side of things had kind of slowed down, as well as, if you're not aware, in my personal life, I work at a ranch out in the middle of nowhere called the Barton Ranch, and that season has started up, so my workload has gotten much larger on that side of things. But I'm still here to give you guys the best content I can. Now, Kickstarter and the fulfillment with that, like I said, we fulfilled all of that. We've gone to the conventions, and then I want to tell you how our Kickstarter went, what our expectations were for that Kickstarter, where it actually landed, and as well as our real thoughts on Gamefound. So we thought that our second Kickstarter we were going to raise way more than we did from the first one, coming out with our reprint of Dice Fights as well as our expansion. Now, I am a jump first, figure out the details as we go kind of person, because I once heard that if you just try to solve for every problem, you'll never actually do anything. So I decided that was going to be how I kind of went forward with Dice Fights. I was going to jump into it and solve problems as they arose. So apparently, coming out with an expansion for a game, you're actually less likely to raise as much money. So we ended up raising about the exact same amount as we raised for the first campaign, and actually a little less than that. And then we had heard that you might double the amount you raised going through Gamefound. Now, we tried our best to set up Gamefound, and what I'm about to say about Gamefound, I know the board game community is pretty small, and I might get some heat for what I'm about to say, but these are just our personal thoughts and feelings on it. Now, Gamefound is based in the UK, and being a creator from the US, some of the differences between the UK and how things ran and the US and how things are run were a little difficult for us to navigate. One, just setting up the page in general didn't seem very user friendly. Like, Kickstarter, we just banged around in there and we like accidentally made a somewhat good page, and I'm sure it could be better. I felt like we figured we could just kind of copy and paste our page from Kickstarter to Gamefound. That was not the fact, and we I guess there just wasn't a lot of clear instructions with how the transition went from Kickstarter to Gamefound, and it probably was because we didn't do as much research as we should have. I'm sure smarter people than I could have handled that, but for us, we just thought it wasn't very intuitive, and we thought we were ready multiple times, and then not until we tried to go live did we find out that there was all these problems we had to sort through. Trying to work with customer service with Gamefound was, though they were always happy to answer our questions, because of them being based in the UK, they just had different hours, and so getting answers were really slow, and it made it really hard for us to kind of manage and do that. Also, Kickstarter and fulfilling from Kickstarter, sorting the different pledges and how they were really intuitive and easy on the back end, but for Gamefound, sorting through who we've fulfilled and who got what and what they got, just seemed a lot more convoluted and hard to do. And so, for that reason, we probably will never use Gamefound again. In fact, my wife has said that she will not help me if we do use Gamefound again. So maybe one day we'll go back, but probably for our next campaign, we'll be sticking exclusively to Gamefound. And maybe there's something for us to learn, but through all of our conversations, I kept waiting for it to click and like, oh yeah, there's just this resource I didn't see, but I never did see that resource. So those were kind of our thoughts on Gamefound and what was going on with that. I'm kind of going all over the place here, but I'm hoping to get a couple more videos out. If you want any more details on anything specific, please just leave a comment down below. Of course, always like, follow, subscribe, all those things as well. And thank you so much for supporting Dice Fights and things like that. We see big things in the future growing and distributing out there, and hopefully Dice Fights can still grow and be an incredible thing there. So please follow us, and thank you for all of your love and support.